experience of getting laser hair removal for the first time on Instagram this past week. And I asked you guys if you had any questions, and I just took the questions and decided to film a little video. Maybe it'll help someone else out, like the videos that I watched helped me make my decision on getting laser hair removal and the place that I went to. So, why did I do it? I got laser hair removal honestly because who does not want to be hairless? But also because waxing and shaving honestly are just time consuming, and it would be really nice to not have to worry about shaving your legs or getting a Brazilian, and just be able to get up and go. So that's really why I did it. Many years ago, I actually wanted to get laser hair removal and wasn't able to because the laser hair center that I won a certificate for didn't have a laser that worked very well for my skin tone. The laser that they had could not differentiate between my skin tone, like my melanated skin tone, and my hair. And that sucked. And I even went to my dermatologist and she was like, girl, you can go ahead and do it. If you end up getting scarring, it's fine. We can just clean the scar up with treatments. And I don't know, that just kind of didn't settle well with me. I knew because of my work and modeling and all that stuff, like I didn't want to have to take time out to clean up scars and potentially be self-conscious about like where the scars would be. So I didn't feel comfortable. I ended up giving the certificate to my friend because she had done laser hair removal in New York, and then when she moved to California she wasn't quite done yet, and I was like, dude, you can have it. I gave it to her and it worked. It was like, I want to say the certificate was for, sorry, it was for almost, geez, I got tongue tied. It was almost $2,000, and I think it just finished up the rest of her treatments and she was good to go. So I would have done this years ago, except for the technology hadn't caught up yet. A few years back though, I started seeing a lot of melanated beauties going to laser hair centers that used a YAG or Candela laser. And I was like, oh my gosh, okay, so there are some out there, but who offers this in California, or do I have to fly out there to get it? And to be honest, flying out wouldn't have been the worst thing ever. If you guys know me, you guys know that for many years, I live in the Bay, I would fly down to Los Angeles to get my eyebrows done because the woman that does my brows is literally the brow queen of the world, and for many years she was the only person that could touch my brows. So we went down every few weeks and got our brows done and made a day of it, and we came back. So I wasn't really like opposed to having to fly out to go get the laser treatments. I just knew there probably was something a lot closer. I just had to find it. And as time went on, I kind of just forgot about it and like got into my regimen, got into my routine, until maybe a couple months back I started really thinking about it because I was like, oh, we're in quarantine still. For many of us, we're still in quarantine, some aren't. But I was like, I could just do it now. And so I made some phone calls and I started looking things up on Instagram, and I found the laser center that I went to. So where did I go? I went to Sev Laser Center. To my knowledge, they've got two in the Bay. I just went to the one that was closest to me. And like I said, I went on Tuesday. It's Sunday when I'm filming this, and it was wonderful. So you guys can look them up. I'll leave their Instagram and their website in the description box. But I went to Sev, and it honestly was the easiest experience. I wish I had done this a very long time ago because it was so simple. So I made my appointment very early, either early February or very late January. I made the appointment and I just kind of had to wait it out. And when the day got here, I was so excited, but you know, there's stuff that you have to do ahead of time. So the night before, I ended up having a medical clearance with a nurse from their company. We FaceTimed, and she just asked me all the little medical questions that needed to be answered prior to doing the treatment. And then I went in the next day, checked in. They're super COVID safe. They have like hand sanitizer, like they get you with hand sanitizer the first thing you walk in, you do your temperature check, and then they check you in. And they asked me a few extra questions. I assume that's just because it was my first time, and I sat down. I had not sat down for 5 minutes. I had like started taking pictures. If I can insert them and figure out how to edit all this in, I'll do it. But I just started taking pictures of the room. The lobby is so pretty. So I took photos, and then I was just kind of like looking at them on my phone. And the second that I had finished that, Rachel, my nurse, came out to grab me, and we were off. So we go back into the room. They tell you ahead of time that there could be a trainee in the room with you as you're getting your treatment done. And when you're signing all of the disclaimers and waivers and stuff, they let you know all of that. There's also, I didn't mention this first, but before doing the medical clearance, there's a bunch of forms that you have to fill out. They're super simple, non-invasive, just you're agreeing to, allow them to perform the service, that you're understanding what you're getting yourself into, and etc. I'll leave it there. Just, I don't want to add anything extra or leave something out. So once you guys book, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. And if you have any other questions, please feel free to reach out to me. It was super simple paperwork, nothing that should scare you. So when I walked in, Rachel was in there. She guided me in. The trainee was in there, and I sat down on the bed, and she starts, running down all these questions with me. And then she asked me if I had any questions. And my first thing, honest to God, was, does it hurt? I assume that I was going to feel something, just because, there's no way in hell that this is going to be painless, right? But it's pretty dang close to being painless. It honestly, when I asked Rachel what it felt like, she described it as a rubber band snapping on your skin. And I can tell you, she was honest to God, telling the truth. That's exactly what it feels like. It just feels like a little rubber band, nothing that I couldn't tolerate. I don't have a very high pain tolerance. I'm kind of a punk when it comes to pain. I don't like it at all. But I was okay. And I was so okay that honestly, I would have done my entire body that day and been fine. Like it didn't hurt. But from what I've been told, they increase the intensity of the laser every time you go to ensure that your hair follicles are zapped and that you are left hairless. So what is the next question? What was the process? Honestly, I kind of just described it. I walked in, sat down. I did my underarms first, and that the reason I did that was because I wanted to make sure that if I did scar or if I did happen to get burned, it'd be in a place that I could kind of hide it. It's like my armpit. Who ever truly looks at your armpit other than you, right? So I was like, let me just try my armpits first. And to be honest, I've already rebooked and I'm doing everything. And I kind of wish I'd just gone ahead and done it, because I would have been one session down. But it's fine. Like, that can come later. So like I said, she didn't even mark me up, to be honest. She took the machine, turned it on, and kind of went through. She goes, what am I talking about? Okay, so the entire process took, I don't know, maybe like 45 seconds for her to hit both armpits and for me to be done. After she did it, she offered me aloe to just put on. I didn't need it. Sometimes after you get waxed, like when I would get Brazilians, I would be a little like sensitive and my skin would sting. I didn't feel anything after the laser. So she offered me aloe. I didn't actually use any, and I had some at home. I just wanted to see what I was going to feel like without having to worry about not having used anything. I wanted to know what it was going to feel like without having used anything. Obviously I hadn't taken any Tylenol, nothing like that. So I was like, all right, let's just see. I was fine. I was honestly okay. I didn't need anything. And so now I'm honestly just waiting for my second appointment, which is at the end of March. And I'm really, really, really excited. I would recommend it to everybody. Like I said, I kind of wish I would have gone ahead and done my legs, like full legs, my arms, and Brazilian, like all in one shot while I was there, but I didn't know what it was going to feel like, and I wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to get burned or anything, and I was fine. So Seb Laser, so far so good. I'm so excited. Even like their PR team, like on Instagram, they were really sweet with me as well. We were just kind of conversing back and forth, and they were super sweet. But if you guys are even considering it, I would say go ahead and maybe try like a spot on your body where, if you like me are worried about scarring, you know, underarms are really kind of easy. It literally took 45 seconds and I was done. I spent more time in there talking to my nurse and the trainee than I actually did getting lasered. And then I left. I paid on my way out and I was done. I'd already booked my next 2 appointments, so I didn't book anything else. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, or you want like if I haven't answered whatever question you might have, please feel free to reach out to me. You can always reach out to me, leaving a comment, reach out to me on Instagram, Twitter. I'll leave my email. If you don't want it to be public, that's fine. But yeah, reach out. I would be happy to answer any questions for you. Yeah, so I think I'll do my next session. Well, my next session's in a month, and maybe on like session 4 or 5, I'll kind of update you guys. They did tell me that I was going to have between like 6 and 12 sessions per area to be completely hairless. And I assume maybe the coarser your hair is, the more sessions you might have to have, which is fine. It's well worth it. It's well worth it. So if you guys, you know, if you want to stay on this little permanent hair-free journey that I'm going to be on, then tune in. I don't know why I'm stuttering at this point, but if you guys, like I said, if you have any questions, let me know, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.